Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It is a damn fine day to talk about a book. It is April 23rd. The sun is shining outside. And I finished a book this morning. It's just a damn fine day. Today we're going to talk about Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield. So I have fallen into this habit of walking every morning with nonfiction. Most of it right now seems to be self growth slash creativity slash philosophy type stuff. I've said it multiple times, but one thing that started me on this journey was the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, but also I've been watching a lot of videos by this guy, Ryan Holiday, and I have read one of his books, that one. I've got another one identified for next month, and it is called Enemy Ego is the Enemy, right? So I've been reading these types of books. I'm not very well versed in reviewing them. Not that I'm very well versed at reviewing anything, but sometimes when I come here to talk about a book, for example, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, I feel like a dumbass. So really I'm just trying to tell you what I got out of it, how it made me feel. So this book, again, started watching this Holiday guy on YouTube. Check him out. I really don't want to be repetitive. Fuck it. I'm going to be repetitive. I mean, he's got a bookstore. He's an author. He brings people in and they walk around and they talk about books. Just shit that I enjoy to do, but I don't get to do it much in my day to day. Talk about books with other book consuming adults, and he just walks around and they talk about what they're reading and his books. Anyway, he hands them books. Anyway, Stephen Pressfield was there. Now Pressfield has written a shit ton of books. What I have noticed, and this may be a generalization, maybe a false one about Pressfield in general, is he writes stuff like this, like creativity, productivity type stuff, but he also writes historical novels. He's got one that I have planned on doing next month. It's called Gates of Fire. It's about Thermopylae, about 300. It's supposed to be amazing. I picked up a couple other of his, but like for example, I've got this one that I'll probably do fairly soon. It's called Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be. He's got another one called The Art of The War of Art, not the Art of War. That's Sun Tzu, but the War of Art, and so creativity type stuff. Now this is very short, and it's written in a format that makes it even shorter, as you can see. But for me, what I got out of it was, I wrote a lot of songs, poetry. I was very creative in my youth, and whether it was just getting older, most of it was parenting. Most of it was the fact that, I got less serious about my art and more serious about parenting and being a father. And I'm coming to the tail end of that. Not that you ever stop being a father, but, I'm coming to the tail end of that. I want to start writing again, but I have found that the demons in my head won't let me. Like the whole, like when I was young, I could put it on paper, decide if it sucked later. I right now cannot really do that. I mean, the internal critic doesn't ever let me really ever get pen to paper. So trying to work past that. And this book has a lot of great shit in it about that exact thing, about resistance and resistance being this real thing. It says right here on the back, there is an enemy, there is an intelligent, active, malign force working against us. Step one is to recognize this. This recognition alone is enormously powerful. It saved my life and it will save yours. Stephen Pressfield. It says picking up where the War of Art and Turning Pro left off. So there's another one called Turning Pro. I've got the War of Art on the way to me. And I just showed you the Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be book, but I guess I need to pick up Turning Pro. Picking up where the War of Art and Turning Pro left off, Do the Work takes the reader from the start to the finish of any long form project, novel, screenplay, album, software piece, you name it. Do the Work identifies the predictable resistance points along the way and walks you through each of them. No, you are not crazy. No, you are not alone. No, you are not the first person to hit the wall in Act 2. Do the Work charts the territory. It's the stage by stage roadmap for taking your project from page 1 to the end. But just a lot of cool stuff in here about, other people that have struggled with this and just things in general as far as pushing through those, I guess, creative barriers. But I marked a ton of stuff in here, and I'll share a couple with you. I mean, um, I won't go crazy with it, but so I mean, it starts off, that there are enemies and allies to creativity. It says our enemies. The following is a list of the forces arrayed against us as artists and entrepreneurs. Resistance, i.e., fear, self doubt, procrastination, addiction, distraction, timidity, ego, and narcissism, self loathing, perfectionism, etc. Rational thought is our enemy. Friends and family can be our enemy. Again, just full of stuff like that. Resistance is always lying and always full of shit. It says it right there. It says resistance is always lying and always full of shit. Resistance never sleeps. Henry Fonda was still throwing up before each stage performance, even when he was 75. In other words, fear doesn't go away. The warrior and the artist live by the same code of necessity, which dictates that the battle must be fought anew every day. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to read all these to you, but I mean, I found it refreshing. Again, I'm not saying I sat here and thought that was just me that maybe, struggled, was, I don't want to say super creative. This has never been like my source of income or anything like that. I enjoyed writing songs and I'm not going to say good at it, but I could do it, right? Like I could sit down and turn out songs. I mean, in my early 20s, I wrote, I don't know, maybe 7 albums of material. I've probably written, I don't know, maybe 300 original songs in the course of my life, which I know is not a lot, but for me it was, and I enjoyed it. Like it was definitely an outlet for me, and as I've tried to resurrect that, I have definitely come up against a wall, and trying to break through that wall. And this book had a ton of good shit, about that. So, this is Do the Work. I don't know how to rank these things, right? Like that's another thing I struggle with. Like, I mean, there's nothing that just, I'm trying to think here. There are things in here that really kind of, woke me up. I mean, there's nothing here that really knocked me on my ass, though. I mean, I gave it 3 stars. We'll see. It might be better than that. It's not worse than that. It might be it's just hard. Like I'm not very deep into this journey as far as reading stuff like this, and so I don't really know. I mean, I know that like I think generally speaking, like the Art of War is supposed to be like the best one. I don't know. I just really for some reason I was hesitant to give this 4 stars, and a lot of times like when I finish the book, like I pretty much immediately mark it on Goodreads finished, and I roll with the rating, and like sometimes I think about that, but then my mind says no. Your initial reaction was the rating, right? So I don't know. Anyway, I gave it 3 stars, but I liked it. This is Do the Work by Stephen Pressfield. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.